Namaskar and greetings. This is Dr. Sweta Adatia from the Limitless Brain Lab. If you have a pet, then this is the video for you. If you don't have the pet, then this is also the video for you, because I am going to unravel the secrets of having a pet. Now, many years back, my mom wanted to bring the pet home, but me and my dad were a little reluctant that, you have to take care of the pet, and then there's so many things that are involved. But let us look from the neuroscientific perspective. How does pet contribute to the joy, the happiness, allergies, other weaknesses that a pet can bring in, or other positive aspects which the pet can bring in? Now, there is a lot of literature review in relation to pet therapy. Getting a pet home can become very therapeutic. If you're suffering from depression, if you have lots of anxiety, if you suffer from loneliness, as we are speaking in United States of America, already the statistics are galore that a lot of people are suffering from loneliness. There's a pandemic of loneliness which is going on. So if you are thinking that, you are also one such person who's feeling lonely, feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling stressed, then yes, pet can become a therapy. So bringing any kind of pet which you are comfortable with or what you like. Largely, when we talk of pet therapy, we're talking of either cats or dogs. Now, there are certain special ways in which cats help us to rewire the brain, and then also the dogs which help us to rewire the brain. Now, as you know, dogs are pretty loyal. The way you build a bond with your pet is going to be almost like a son or a daughter. I've seen people, giving names to their pets, and which is amazing. In fact, some people also give them a title of their family. Now, when you do that, there is that intensification of a bond in your brain. You automatically associate that relationship, which is now giving a lot of oxytocin. Oxytocin is a happy chemical which happens when you're bonding. When there is a lot of love, joy, care, compassion, that is when oxytocin comes in. Now, gone are the days when we used to socially gather and we used to hug each other. Now with all the restrictions of a lot of places, etc., even handshaking is getting less and less. So the real oxytocin is missing. Now, we all have a little bit of an audit in our lives as to, are we doing enough massages? Are we doing enough intimate connections with our partners so that the oxytocin gets generated? Because we are going to a very, very different form of society, which is very limited joint families, nuclear families, subnuclear families. So our connection with that real energy misses. And that is the reason why pet becomes therapeutic. So when you have a pet, automatically this boost of oxytocin comes in. Now, there are many other benefits. In fact, some people would not like to have the pet because of the concerns for vaccination and the allergies that it can bring, and all the daily hassles that can also be brought in by the pet. So there are a couple of studies which have mentioned that there are certain robotic pets. So robotic pet therapy is the pet looks exactly like a real pet, but it is a robot which now works with the similar principles. It also learns your emotions. It also delivers a certain type of emotion. And then with that emotion, you are able to modulate and change your brain's frequencies as well. Whether it is generating oxytocin or not to that level as a real pet, lots and lots of studies are ongoing for that in that regards as well. But a time is not far when all of us are going to have humanoid robots and humanoid these kind of stuff which is going to be helping us. For example, the robot is going to do a lot of our cleaning jobs, mundane jobs, the domestic chores that you and me have to go through. At the same time, there is going to be these kind of therapeutic bots as well, which is going to come to our rescue. Now, there was a study in which dementia, patients suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's dementia, people with frontotemporal dementia, various types of dementia where memory becomes a major concern, orientation, judgment, a lot of times emotions, issues with anger control, etc. becomes a problem. In that context of dementia also, these robotic pets were pretty helpful and useful to preserve the brain's capacities and strength. So in a way, if you are having a pet, that's wonderful because it's helping you to build all those chemicals. Now, there are also certain studies which mentions that if you have a pet, and if you have not been caring for that pet, then it can become a storehouse of a certain problems or diseases which can also arise from that. So you have to be mindful about taking care of all the protocols and processes. Now, there is a third flip side to having a pet as well, which is over attachment. What happens is the brain connection becomes pretty solid over a period of time. Now, if you are having a pet and now you get attached with the pet, if the pet goes away. I mean, essentially also loses life, right? You all know that dog can have a 12 to 15 year of a lifespan. Different animals have different lifespans. Then that can become a major source of sadness or depression as well. So what is the fundamental solution out of all the things? So if you have been at the edge of thinking whether the pet is right for you, ask a few questions. Number one is, are you lonely? Number two is, are you feeling depressed, sad, anxious, or you want to bring in mental stability in life? Third thing, are you able to manage physically? It will be a lot of great workout. You go ahead and do all the chores. You go ahead and help the pet to do all the daily needs, etc., which is going to be extremely helpful. So if that is also the motive and goal, it's wonderful. The fourth important point is that you have a certain type of a personality which is not too attachment sensitive, because we all know the fact, essentially we have to go by the fact that the animal is going to have a certain lifespan. If this is all okay, then you're good to go ahead and have the pet, because it definitely helps in the wiring potential of the brain. Look at the pool. This pool is going to be buzzing with underwater meditation. I'm Dr. Sweta Adatia, neurologist and founder of Limitless Brain Lab. We are going to conduct underwater meditation with Dr. Arpit and team, which is going to happen 27th, 28th and 29th in this beautiful resort, Lonavala. So I welcome each of you for not missing this wonderful opportunity to stay together for 3 days, have lots and lots of fun, lots of sun, lots of brain exercises, lots of music, lots of experiences, lots of senses, lots of manifestation hacks, peak performances, so much more with 4 other faculties. Go ahead and book your seats today, because we are running very limited discounts and limited seats, because we are already full, and I would hate to say no to any of you. Welcome each one of you across the globe for this retreat, Limitless Brain 3.0. Now, a lot of you have been wondering that, you know, there are certain people, and I know of a few people who also have domesticated pets, which are lions and tigers, etc. and all. And we're not talking about that kind of pets here in the video, because obviously those need a lot of care, etc., lots of regulations, lots and lots of issues, etc., what it brings. We are talking of also small little pets such as parrots. Sometimes there are also, I'm sure you would have come across Instagram videos and reels about small little baby monkeys, etc. and all. Now, it all depends on the region where you stay. It all depends on the legal laws. It all depends on what your affordability is, etc. But on the whole, having a pet, essentially, if you are having those 4 problems, then it is a good thing and a good therapeutic means, which is easy. There's not much of spending that you are going to do having that pet. Now, one last thing which is very important to keep in mind when we talk about this pet and brain. There was a study which was done that people who had pets versus people who did not have pets, there was some interesting things which were found in the personalities of the people. They were a little more disciplined. Their discipline was way higher than the people without the pets. Second thing is, they were more responsible, because pet itself is a great responsibility. Third is, they generally had happier mood than the people without the pets. And the last thing which was shown in this entire study was that immunity wise, they had a slightly different immune system makeup, because now with all the allergies, etc. and all, your immune system slightly shifts. So which was anyways for good. So if you have been wondering that what does pet do to a brain, I want you to write in the comment section what kind of a pet you have and what are the benefits that you have derived, which can contribute to learning more about it as a therapy. Because as we are going to go towards this century, another 10 years and another 10 years, we are going to see a tsunami of mental problems. We are going to see a tsunami of dementia. And that is the reason why Limitless Brain Lab has taken a vow that let there be health, wealth and happiness and preservation of the brain health, because finally this is a one-way battle between us and the brain. The brain is shrinking. Every decade there is a 5% shrinkage of the brain which is happening. But if we are able to intervene, if we are able to do simple things, which is getting that brain back, or simple things which is preserving or stalling its atrophy or loss, then this is a game which we can win in the end as well. If you all remember, there was a study which was done for the longevity in a blue island where people were actually eating healthy, and there was of course a lot of Italian food, and there was Mediterranean food, and there was a lot of proteins which was being consumed, and there was one important criteria and parameter which the researchers were pretty shocked to look into, and that was socialization. Now unfortunately, we are living in a world where there's limited socialization. In this context, the socialization cannot be replaced by that of a pet, but at least it can partially substitute. So if you get a chance, a moment to live into a community, to live with people, to socialize, to engage, and to have connections which are real, which are not virtual, which are not Facebook, but real, actual, deep connections and bonds, then remember that you are serving your brain. And if you serve your brain today, it is definitely going to serve you tomorrow. So stay ahead with us in this journey of building your brain, but do comment and like, subscribe and share if your friends have pet or if they are thinking to own a pet, and how robotic pet therapy is going to transform the way we look at mental wellness and brain science. Thank you so much for being with us on this episode. Signing off, Dr. Sweta Adatia.